Time is now 6 p.m. I'll call the January 27th, 2026 regular meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Does anyone want to speak on any agenda items other than development or rezoning?
Do you still want us to sign or just leave our cards? Okay, my name's Candy Horm, and I have a question on the ordinance that you're reading tonight for the loan for $3,758,976. Are you just entertaining that? You're not voting on it tonight, right?
That loan was actually voted on back in, I'm going to say, the first meeting of November. This was for the Kearsarge Force Main sanitary sewer project.
It was just in the paper last week.
What we are passing tonight is an ordinance that is required by LAGUDA, which is the Local Government Unit Debt Act, for us to be able to put our package together and support and send this on to DCED. We were awarded this through Penvest funding at a 1% interest rate back in their October 15th meeting, and I believe that this was approved in the November meeting here by the supervisors.
Okay. And I have one other question on the Green Light Go award. That was almost 1.8 million for the 12th Street corridor. Mm-hmm. I did a recon mission to count the lights on 12th Street, not counting Pittsburgh Avenue because the city got Pittsburgh Avenue for $759,000 for one street light, which makes me question why is one street light that expensive unless it's going to have an ALPR flock reader on it. So I counted the lights from west of Pittsburgh to where it ends, which would be, the last light would be by Teresa's Deli, which is technically not 12th Street. Possibly 10 lights. There's 2 lights at Asbury, 2 sets of lights. So why are these lights so expensive, and are they going to have the ALPR readers on them?
No.
They're not.
They're not going to have the readers, and it doesn't go to the township line. It's from the West Erie Plaza entrance, so Pittsburgh Avenue is not in the equation.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't.
Heading west, and it's not every single intersection either. And it goes to the light in front of the airport at Grace.
Okay.
And
that was my concern.
It's a 20% township obligation.
All right, my concern was the license plate readers on it, so.
No.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Not at this time, Candy, but
Oh, I hope
you
not.
never know what the future holds. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, approval of the minutes from our January 5th organization meeting and the regular meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I will motion. And I will second.
Okay, I'll call for the vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. Public hearing on subdivision and land development plans. Attorney Shaw?
Yes, the first one is the subdivision plan for Patricia D. Salvador and Prabhav S. Patil. It's a subdivision plan to show the creation of a 1.115 acre lot from 5,000 Watson Road with tax ID parcel number 33021117.004.03, resulting in a residual lot of 4.4 acres. The newly created lot is to become an integral part of tax parcel ID 33-0211170.003.00, resulting in a 2.247 acre lot along the south line of Wolf Road, east of Tremerlack Lane in tract 281. I would recommend at this time that consideration of this subdivision plan be tabled until the next meeting. We received a letter of objection from a nearby resident that we are evaluating, and we need more time to evaluate. Tabling until the next meeting would not impact any deadline for decision.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Shaw. I'll make a motion to table this subdivision plan.
Oh, sorry. I will second.
Okay, call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. And I missed the approval of the bills, number 5. Is there a motion to approve the batch of bills we have?
I will motion. And I will second.
Okay, Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Waldemere New Picnic Shelters Land Development Plan. Director Waldinger?
Thank you very much. Good evening. Yes, this is a land development plan to show the expansion of Waldemere Park to include tax parcel ID 331619-268 for the construction of 2 picnic shelters and an area for overflow parking located along the north line of West 6th Street, west of Peninsula Drive in Tract 7. And at their regular meeting of Tuesday, January 6, 2026, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this land development plan with the following. There were the need for a few drawing corrections, which have been taken care of by the applicant's engineer, and the requirement that a parking needs analysis is submitted. That has also been handled by the applicant's engineer. So all of the recommended changes have been submitted, so approval was the recommendation from the Planning Commission.
Okay, thank you. Well, any questions or comments on this? Okay, we'll open up the hearing. Anybody to speak on this land development plan? Okay, hearing none. Close the hearing and ask for a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to approve the Waldemere Land Development Plan.
Seconded.
Okay. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Bids and quotes. We have, the first one is 2025 Vehicle Auction Awards. This is from Director Puda. The Fleet Maintenance Department would like to request that 2 vehicles from our 2025 auction be sold to the second highest bidder. The highest bidder for both vehicles was from Bay Ridge Motors in New York City. They were instructed to pick up the vehicles by December 22nd, 2025, and they never replied back. The first vehicle is a 2018 Ford Police Interceptor SUV, last 4 digits of the VIN being 8874. Chuck Bizzarro was the second highest bidder for $1,000. The second vehicle is a 2016 Ford Explorer SUV with the last 4 digits of the VIN being 2209. Chuck Bizzarro again was the second highest bidder for $1,505. The recommendation is to sell both of these vehicles to Chuck Bizzarro. Is there a motion on this sale?
I will make the motion.
And I will second.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Director Puda is also requesting a lease on a 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD pickup truck through Enterprise on a 5-year lease. This truck is to replace the existing truck used primarily for plowing the parking lots around the township building. The cost is $896.36 per month for 60 months. The ladder rack and plow upfitting for this vehicle was already approved in the 2025 budget and at the 12/16/2025 Board of Supervisors meeting.
I will go ahead and make a motion for the lease for the vehicle.
Seconded.
Okay, I'll call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I will be voting no. Next up is the
Fire truck scanner.
fire truck scanner. New fire truck scanner for diagnosing problems. A quote was received from FKM Enterprises LLC for the price of $8,496, which included a used tool trade-in cost of $2,499. Funding for this scanner will come from the Snap-on fire truck scanner line item of the Fleet Maintenance Department capital budget. It's from Mr. Puda.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Okay, call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next up we have some IT purchases. Mr. Filson.
Hello, thank you. I have 3 items that were put in the 2026 budget that I would like to purchase at this time. The first would be 16 printers to replace the in-car printers in the police fleet. The current printers have been in there for the last 7 years and are starting to have issues. So the total budget originally was $8,200, and the quote I have is from VelocityNet for $7,520. Do you want me to do all 3 together?
You can do all 3.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The second item, there are roughly 60 computers in the police department. 1/4 get replaced per year. They're on a 4-year cycle. Originally, the budget was $22,200, and the total for 15 computers is $14,370. The rest of the money will be left in case I need to buy monitors or replacement computers that are not accounted for at this time. And the last item is a project for the police dispatch. They currently have 4 monitors per station. The monitors were purchased, I think, originally in 2014 or 2015, and they are getting dark and the colors are wrong. And we want to replace them with widescreen monitors so they can have fewer monitors per desk. The original project was budgeted for $12,200, and the quote I received is for $10,312.
I'm just curious, those, the items that go in the patrol vehicles, the printers.
Yes.
And the, just anything that's in there, how do they fare with the temperatures, the low temperatures we've been having?
They're a thermal printer, similar to seat printer at a store. So it just heats the paper and prints it out. So there's no toner, no ink, nothing like that. No moving parts,
Okay,
except for the roller for the paper.
gotcha. Okay, so the cold really isn't a factor
Correct.
in that. Okay, any questions on these IT purchases? No? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Seconded.
Okay, call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have a new vehicle lease, planning and development / code enforcement. Director Waldinger?
Thank you. Yes, I'm looking to replace a 2014 Ford Interceptor that has been used by Inspector Pierce in the Code Enforcement Office. This vehicle came to us after being retired from service in the police department, and it is nearing its end of useful life and is in need of frequent, costly maintenance. Before you is a quote to lease a 2026 Chevrolet Trailblazer for use as a field vehicle in the Code Enforcement Office. The 5-year lease has a monthly payment of $472.97. This was a budgeted expense in the planning and development budget, and I recommend approval of this lease agreement.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this lease?
I will make the motion.
And I will second.
Okay, I'll call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I will vote no. Director Stutzman, you have a lease request?
I do. Good evening. Thank you. The CRS Department is requesting approval for a shared vehicle lease in partnership with the Parks and Recreation Department to support daily operations of the first floor. The proposed vehicle is a 2026 Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive, which will serve as a shared pool vehicle for 8 office staff members. This vehicle will be used for travel to training sessions, out-of-office meetings, NOV inspections, and out-of-town conferences, as well as used for transporting supplies and materials to community events, facilities, and off-site locations. The total monthly rental cost is $540.52. This shared vehicle approach will support operational efficiency, cost effectiveness, and interdepartmental collaboration while ensuring our staff has reliable transportation to meet the township demands. It's my recommendation to approve the 2026 Chevy Equinox as a shared vehicle between CRS and Parks and Recreation at a monthly cost of $540.52. which equates to an annual cost of approximately $6,486. This expense is a budgeted item with $7,500 allocated for the year, remaining within our approved departmental.
And this is replacing a vehicle, right?
Yes, we were driving a retired police cruiser. That has been troublesome for us in the last year.
You can probably say that 40 times around the township. All of the old vehicles, they all needed replaced. Yeah. Thanks. I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote no. Number 8, Resolution 2026-R3. Attorney Shaw.
Yes, this is for an agreement with building inspectors underwriters to perform code review and inspections on behalf of the township and several other municipalities. In 2020, the township, along with Fairview, Harbor Creek, Greene, Summit, and Wesleyville, entered into a joint agreement with BIU to perform building code review, issuance of building permits, and inspections of building construction. The current agreement expires at the end of January 2026. Earlier this year, the township reached out to BIU regarding extending the agreement with respect to Mill Creek, Summit, Fairview, Wesleyville, and adding Lawrence Park Township. The final agreement is attached as Exhibit A to the resolution, which authorizes the board to execute the agreement. I would recommend approval of this resolution and execution of the agreement. A few highlights of the agreement include it sets forth a detailed schedule of fees to be paid by the parties who seek to have their building plans reviewed and permits issued, as well as fees for various required inspections. The fees do not increase from the 2020 agreement. In addition, the agreement contains enforceable time limitations on the time it takes BIU to review these plans and conduct inspections. The term of the agreement is 5 years, but it does have a termination provision under which the municipality can terminate on 7 days' notice. And lastly, it allows the parties to renegotiate if the state passes any laws that may impact this agreement and how the building plans may be reviewed or processed in the state. I would recommend approval of this resolution and execution of the agreement.
Any questions or comments on this new agreement?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. Resolution 2026-R4.
Yes, Resolution 2026-R4 is a resolution pursuant to the municipal manual's record to approve the proposed disposition of certain township records. These are records that are maintained by the police department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the municipal records manual. Police department records to be disposed of include MVR BWC footage that includes test recordings through 12/11 of 25, traffic stops through 11/11 of 25, incident only in special circumstances through 2/9 of 24, and case report, arrest report, SRR unknown types through 2/9 of 2005. My recommendation would be to approve the disposal of these records.
I will make the motion to approve.
And I will second.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Number 10 on our agenda, Ordinance 2026-1.
Yes, before you is Ordinance 2026-1, an ordinance increasing the indebtedness of Mill Creek Township, Erie County, Pennsylvania, by the issuance of a debt obligation in an amount not to exceed $3,758,976 for improvements to the township's sewer facilities, approving and authorizing a certain capital improvements project, fixing the form, amount, date, interest, and maturity of the debt obligation, making a covenant for the payment of the debt service on the debt obligation and the security therefore, providing for the preparation, execution, and filing of all required documents, providing for the appointment of a sinking fund depository for the debt obligation authorizing execution, sale, and delivery of the debt obligation, authorizing the proper officials of the township to take all other necessary or appropriate action to obtain approval from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development to consummate the loan transaction with the Pennsylvania Infrastructure Investment Authority and to consummate the Capital Improvements Act. As discussed earlier, this ordinance 2026-1 authorizes the township to incur what's called non-electoral debt pursuant to the Local Government Unit Debt Act, also known as LAGUDA, through the issuance of a general obligation note in an amount not to exceed $3,758,976. This is a required component to obtain the Penvest financing. The township, as discussed, is obtaining a low-interest loan from Penvest for purposes of financing the Kearsarge Force Main replacement project. The township also has a grant from the Commonwealth in the amount of $500,000 for the project. The act requires the township to adopt an ordinance in order to incur debt and then to submit the ordinance to DCED for review and approval of the proposed financing. Notice of the proposed ordinance was published in the Erie Times on Thursday, January 22nd, in accordance with the requirements of LAGUDA. The terms of the Penvest loan provide that there shall be an interest-only period of up to 36 months followed by an amortization period of 240 months. The interest rate on the obligation shall be a fixed rate of 1% per annum for the interest-only period, 1% per annum for the first 5 years of the amortization period, and 1.743% per annum thereafter until maturity. Interest only on the outstanding principal balance of the obligation shall be due and payable monthly during the interest-only period. Level payments of principal and interest in the amount of $17,287.32 monthly for the first 5 years of the amortization period, and level payments of principal and interest in the amount of $18,247.68 monthly thereafter until maturity. My recommendation is to approve ordinance 2026-1.
Any questions or comments on this?
Yes. I would just like to mention, as Melanie said earlier, that just this was already approved, even though I was not here at that time in last year's budget. And I was just looking at the 1% loan payback with the 1.743 after 5 years. Looking at our current interest rates, our current inflation is 2.7%. So I think anything that's underneath that is going to be essentially getting free money for the time.
I have a question for Mel. So this does not preclude the township from satisfying this loan prior to the 240-month period?
No, we could pay this off early, and there would be no penalty.
Okay, I just want to, and the importance of this project can't be emphasized enough. The Kearsarge Force Main has had a lot of maintenance issues, and this is a project that is long overdue and needs to be completed as soon as possible. Any other further discussion or comments?
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to mention that this is out of our sewer fund, which is different than our township budget. So, thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 2026-1?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. New or amended ordinances under review?
Yes, there are two that are under review. One is a new saldo. Legal review has been completed, and we've been meeting with engineering and planning and development departments to finalize that. And then secondly, the fines and penalties updates. We have met with various department heads to review those changes, and they're currently being under consideration, and we hope to be able to present the amendments for vote either during the next meeting or the one after that.
Okay. Number 12 on our agenda, Green Light Go reimbursement grant award acceptance.
Yes, the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation offers a grant program known as the Green Light Go Pennsylvania's Municipal Signal Partnership Program. This competitive grant program is designed to fund projects that improve the efficiency and operation of existing traffic signals located in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The program is administered by the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, Bureau of Maintenance and Operations, and it has a 20% match requirement. The township submitted a grant application under this program in February of 2025, seeking $1,799,855.76, with the township contributing a matching amount of $449,971.44. The grant application was intended for traffic signal upgrades on Route 5 between Westery Plaza and Asbury Road. On December 31 of 2025, PennDOT informed the township that it had been awarded the grant in the full amount requested. The award letter requires the township to accept the grant offer, and once the township accepts the grant offer, it will then receive a grant agreement that will need to be signed. The grant requires construction to be completed by May 15 of 2028, with the grant expiring on June 30 of 2028. I would recommend authorizing acceptance of the Green Light Go grant and to authorize Kim Clear to sign all necessary documents to accept the grant, as Kim was the person identified in the original authorizing resolution. I should note that there will be a separate approval at a later date of the grant agreement once the township has received it and reviewed it.
Any questions or comments on the Green Light Go grant award acceptance?
I will make a motion to approve.
Seconded?
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would like to note that we had a resident talk about the price of the lights. You are absolutely right. They are $500,000 apiece. That they are not a cheap date. You're right.
Expensive. Number 13, local share account grant, Shorehaven.
Sure. The local share account grants were created by an amendment of the Pennsylvania Racehorse Development and Gaming Act, which provided for the distribution of gaming revenues through the Commonwealth Financing Authority to support projects in the public interest within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Eligible projects must be owned and maintained by an eligible applicant, such as the township, and it must be a project that improves the quality of life in the community. The grant does not require any match from the township. The township applied for this grant in November of 2024, seeking $1 million with no match. The grant was to help fund the Shorehaven Lift Station project, which would be the construction of a new lift station to replace an existing lift station. In December of 2024, the cost of the project was estimated at $1.55 million. Township has received notice that a local share grant was awarded for this project in the amount of $250,000. We recommend authorizing acceptance of the local share grant and to authorize Kim Clear to sign all necessary documents to accept the grant, as again, Kim was the person identified in the authorizing resolution. I would also recommend that Rob Rodemoyer be authorized to sign any required documents to receive the grant, as the person originally authorized is no longer employed by the township. I would also note that, again, as with the other grants, we will need a separate approval for a grant agreement once the township has received it and has had an opportunity to review it.
Is there a motion to approve this local share account grant
I will make a motion to
award?
approve.
Seconded?
Okay. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes.
I would also like you to know that I did get an update from DCED, and they are having some trouble getting us the actual agreement, so that is to be coming. We heard back from them earlier today, so that will be coming. So this just accepts the grant, but it doesn't put us into a grant agreement. So, and the same was this, that was the same way with the Green Light Go.
Okay, thank you. Number 14, BIU agreement renewal.
Yes, this agreement refers to the township uses BIU on occasion to assist it with inspections under the Property Maintenance Code and the Fire Code, as well as the Limiting Lodging Ordinance. Before you is the agreement with BIU that would extend that agreement to December 31 of 2026. Unlike the other agreement, this is just between the township and BIU. The fees contained in the agreement are the same as in the last agreement. Inspection costs range between $45 and $75, depending on the nature of the inspection. And participating in hearings is $60 for the first hour and $25 per half hour afterwards. Commercial fire code inspections range from $45 to $115, depending on the type and size of the facility. We would recommend approving this agreement.
Is there a motion to approve this agreement with BIU?
I will make the motion.
I will second.
Okay, Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. Director Waldinger, sidewalk deferral request.
Thank you. Yes, this is a sidewalk deferral request for property at 2940 and 3028 West 6th Street. The developer of the land development that was previously approved at this meeting, the Waldemar Picnic Shelters, has asked to defer the sidewalk construction at 2940 and 3028 West 26th Street, which is the former Village Mobile Home Park. The land development plan seeks to expand Waldemar Park for the relocation of 2 picnic shelters and overflow parking. There was much discussion within the township about the deferral, just because of the large linear footage of the sidewalk that would be constructed as part of this land development plan. But there are a couple of considerations to think about in granting the deferral. The first is that there are multiple curb cuts that exist along that frontage right now. I believe there are 7 different driveways that would have to be navigated and constructed around. We have had conversations with the developer, and they do intend to submit further development plans for that property within the next several years. And so at this time, we would recommend the deferral be granted, as the developer has indicated that they will come back in the near future with a larger development plan that would then remove all of those driveway cuts and provide a much more cohesive and usable sidewalk.
I would like to note that while if we do grant the deferral, if the plans for some reason happen to fall through and they end up not doing anything with that, at some point I do think that the deferral will be lifted and we should require the sidewalk to be made, just things come up. And because that portion will complete sidewalk connected on both ends.
And the agreement allows the supervisors, frankly, at any time to require them to install sidewalks, and the agreements are also recorded so that if the property happens to change hands, you'd still have the ability to enforce that against the new property owner.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion on this sidewalk deferral request?
I'll make a motion.
Seconded.
Okay, Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to note that I do not typically vote yes on sidewalk deferrals any longer. But I do know that the developer has plans to put in a cohesive sidewalk with the new development that goes in. So I felt comfortable with this, just putting it off for a little while. And I agree with Supervisor Morris to lift the deferral if in so many years something isn't moved.
Okay, thank you. We have a financial security release request for 6089 Schultz Road.
Thank you. Yes, the developer of actually it's the owner of the home that was being built at 6089 Schultz Road has requested release of their financial security for their stormwater improvements. Per Greenman Peterson Incorporated, who is our third-party contracted stormwater management review engineer, the system has been installed in reasonable conformity. The only concern is, or only issue remaining, is that our ordinance requires that 85% vegetative cover be established on any disturbed ground, and as everyone is well aware, that is impossible to happen in January. And so that has not been completed. And so the township engineer has reviewed the request and has recommended denying a full release of the letter of credit, and instead has recommended that the township retain $1,000 to ensure that in the spring that the cover is established as required. And so at this time, and in front of you is a recommendation from the township engineer, a signed form, that we would recommend reduction of PNC Bank check number 656 in the amount of $21,978 to be reduced to $1,000, and for $20,978 to be released.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve this release request as presented with the reduction?
I will make the motion to approve as Mr. Waldinger read out.
Okay.
And I will second.
Okay, I'll call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. Communications, we have treasurer communications.
Yes, I am seeking approval tonight to open up the sinking fund depository with First National Bank as required by the Penvest funding. This account will be used to manage the debt service, including the principal and interest on any outstanding bonds or note related to the funding project. The account will be called Sinking Fund 2026 Penvest Debt Obligation. And that will be its sole purpose. It is a non-interest bearing account.
Okay. Any questions or comments on this new checking account?
No, make a motion to approve?
Seconded?
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. We have a transfer request internally.
I can take care of that.
Okay, go ahead.
There was an open position in our public safety department to a public safety dispatcher. And one of our own clerks, Karen Hess, who worked in the police department, applied for that and was honored to have the job. And her salary will be $30.09 per hour. Karen has been a police records clerk since 2008. She started to work after hours in dispatch since March of 2025 and has completed all of the required training. And I would like to say congratulations to Karen. She'll be a great addition. And I will make a motion to approve Karen Hess as a dispatcher.
Seconded?
Call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. We have a request from admin to adjust the start date for the assistant fire chief. Requesting approval to adjust the assistant fire chief start date from February 16th to February 9th. I don't have any further information. I don't know, Chief, if you wanted to elaborate or
He was so excited to start that he moved up his start date.
okay.
Of course.
I will make the motion to approve.
And I will second.
I will call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I'll vote yes. And we have some hiring requests. Part-time firefighters. Chief, did you want to handle that?
Sure.
Okay.
So on behalf of Human Resource, Diane Lyons, and myself, we're recommending retroactive hiring of 3 part-time firefighters, start date of January 16th of 2026. All their pre-employment has been successfully completed. These 3 firefighters are Austin Hawley at $18.15 per hour, Sean Marsden at $18.15 per hour, and Dakota Catro at $19.29 per hour. The varying rates are based off of their certification levels. We'd recommend the hire.
Is there a motion to approve these new hires?
I will make a motion to approve.
Seconded?
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. We have an admin request
Oh.
for for Supervisor Morris to be included in the township paid insurance plans.
Yeah, I believe it's required by the second-class township code in order to get the typical benefits of an employee has to be requested formally.
Okay. And this involves, do you want me just to read the request?
Sure.
Okay. Dear Board of Supervisors, Please accept this letter as my request under Section 606C1 of the Second-Class Township Code to be included in any group life, health, hospitalization, medical service, and accident insurance plans offered, paid in whole or in part by the township, and offered by the township to its employees. And this request is effective at the date of the swearing-in, which was January 5th, I believe. And that is a request from Supervisor Morris. This is a request that's typically done with all newly elected
Correct.
supervisors.
It's required, it's a formality required by the codes that to the extent they want to be covered in those plans, they have to make that request. It's self-affecting from that perspective. So you don't need a vote or anything, just acknowledge receipt of it.
Oh, just acknowledge receipt. Okay, very good. Okay. And we have a training request from Chief Mook from the Police Department.
Yes, and I will go ahead and read that. Sorry, wrong page. Okay, the PA Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission's annual training conference is to be held on March 30th through April 1st in Harrisburg. Accreditation managers and those preparing for their first PLEAC assessment are required to attend the class. And Chief Mook is seeking approval of Captain Hauber, Lieutenant Adam Hardner, both of them to attend the training. The registration is $150, and the hotel and per diem, $351 and $277.50 respectively, and fuel costs at $100. Total costs are $1,306. These were budgeted for, and it comes out of the budget line item for the training. So I will make that in the form of a motion.
Seconded.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. We have a training request from the Fire Department. Chief Cliff?
Thank you. I'm requesting approval for full-time firefighter Garrett Weston to attend Firefighter 2 prep course and certification testing through Butler Community College. The prep course will be held on February 12th, March 12th, and April 23rd, followed by the certification test on April 25th. The total cost of the class is $310. Transportation will be by personal vehicle. Firefighter 2 certification is required, and I recommend the approval.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask Chief Cliff a quick question?
Go ahead.
Does this have the opportunity to be reimbursed through the Erie Community Foundation?
This training does not.
Okay.
The next one that I have,
Does, okay. All right, great, thank you.
Okay, another one?
yes, sir. Next one is for full-time firefighter Michael Kelly to attend the paramedic training through Indiana University of Pennsylvania. This is a hybrid program that is both online and in person. Classes are held every Monday from 8 to 4:30, running from January 12th of 2026 through January 12th of 2027. The total cost for the class in tuition with the books is $8,200. This is, again, a required training. Transportation will be by department vehicle. And Kim, as you were leading to, the Erie Community Foundation has a scholarship program for EMS certifications. So if you live in Erie County and work in Erie County, this tuition can be reimbursed and covered in full for those individuals.
Do we know, does that typically go through getting the tuition covered?
Yes.
Okay.
If they meet the requirements, we'll submit and get reimbursement.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this training?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
The third training request I have is for retroactive training for Ryan Kennedy, Nate Seraphin, Caitlin Bauer Dave West, Jake Wolf, Jeff Tilton, Jesse Walker, and Tyler Hickernell to attend ICE rescue training. It's a program instructed by one of our full-time firefighters and water rescue instructor, Greg Summerson. Classes were held on January 24th. The January 25th class will be rescheduled due to the weather this last weekend. The training class is a required class for water rescue technician certifications. The per diems are requested at a federal rate of $74 per day, and I recommend the approval.
And there's no cost to the instructor?
The instructor was paid through the township. The cost of the class itself is not to exceed $525, and an additional $75 for the pool rental for the practical evolutions in the pool.
Is there a motion to approve this training request?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded?
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have a training request from Director Puda, Public Works. The Sewer Department is seeking approval to send 6 employees to this year's water and wastewater equipment, treatment, and transport show in Indianapolis, Indiana. The dates are February 16th through the 19th. Employees attending this year will be Eric Pham, Chris Brenner, Chad McConnell, Matt Waldinger, Mark Wells, and John Blos. This show offers many education classes and all new equipment in the sewer industries to allow us to better maintain the sanitary and storm sewer systems within the township. Total cost for 6 education and expo passes, hotels, and per diem is $7,686.84. Transportation will be provided by 2 township vehicles. Funding for this request will be taken from the seminars and training line item of the sanitary sewer capital budget. Is there a motion to approve this training?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded?
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Director Stutzman, prop conference?
Yes, thank you. I'm requesting permission for 3 CRS employees, Monica Ziegler, Jim Schaefer, and myself, to attend the annual PROP, Professional Recyclers of Pennsylvania, continuing education classes at the 2026 PROP Conference in Lancaster, PA, July 22nd through July 25th, in order to maintain our PROP certifications. Monday, July 21st and Friday, July 25th will be used as travel days, and use of a township vehicle is requested. The early bird member rate of the PROP Conference is $750 per person, with a $275 pre-conference class per person. The PROP conference training total comes to $3,075 and was budgeted under CRS and MilFare 2026 operating budgets under training. A 4-night hotel stay, which will be $161 plus tax per night, totaling $644 per person, will come to a total of $1,932. Meals and incidentals calculated by GSA.gov for 2 travel days and 3 full days equals $333 per person, for a total of $999. Total hotel meals and incidentals comes to $2,931. Would you like me to read the next, or would you like to vote on that one first?
Go ahead. You can do the next. It's a training request as well.
Yes.
Okay.
The MBA training for email etiquette and productivity is a beginner-friendly course designed to help participants build confidence with professional email communication and Microsoft Outlook. The class covers how to write clear, polite, and effective emails, avoiding common mistakes, and also using Outlook tools to stay organized with folders, flags, and calendar features. It's my recommendation to send 3 CRS employees, Monica Ziegler, Amy Jablonski, and Jim Schaefer, to this course on January 28th from 9 to noon at $145 per person. A total of $435 will be taken from the CRS and MilFare training line items respectively.
Is there a motion to approve these 2 training requests?
I will make the motion.
And I will second.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have a governmental accounting intensive series training.
Yes. So I am seeking approval for Julia Simpson, who is our new staff accountant, to attend a virtual 4-day course from February 2nd through the 5th called the Governmental Accounting Intensive Series, and this is put on through the Government Finance Officers Association. This course will provide new accountants, such as Julia, the basic understanding of public sector accounting and familiarize them with the highly specialized rules, guidelines, and practices applicable to state and local governments. Those who successfully complete this series will obtain a solid understanding of GAAP for governments, funding accounting, government-wide financial reporting, measurement focus, and budgetary reporting. The cost of the series is $605, and since this is virtual, there will be no travel costs. This was included in the 2026 budget in the admin training line item.
I'll make the motion for approval.
And I will second.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have a training request from Director Waldinger.
Yes, thank you. The Manufacturer and Business Association hosts a monthly executive speaker series. In February, the speaker is going to be Steve Gorman, president of Waldemere Park. That event will be held February 10th from 7:45 a.m. till 9 a.m. There are 4 township employees that wish to attend this event. They are Supervisors Jim Bach and Kim Clear, Melanie Page, and myself. The cost for the event per person is $35 because we are members of the MBA. That's a total of $140 for the training. The cost would be paid out of each respective department's training budgets. And so I would like to request permission for those 4 employees to attend this event.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you. I'll second.
Okay, call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. We have a training request from admin for the PELRAS conference.
I can do this one.
Okay.
Admin is requesting for the following employees: Kylie Morris, myself, Carter Mook, Michael Cliff, Diane Lyons, and Sean McClellan to attend the 2026 PELRAS conference, which is being held on Tuesday, March 24th through Friday, March 27th in Hershey, PA. The conference registration for all 6 people is $3,075. Lodging in total will be $2,813.85, and the per diem is $280 per person for a total of $1,680. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to get there yet. I think we'll probably be renting a van, and that's about $450, which will be cheaper than paying for gas for 2 different vehicles to go to Hershey. That is yet to be determined, so I will request that at a different time. So total cost for conference registration, lodging, and per diem comes to $7,568.85.
A side note, I will drive down in my personal vehicle, no
Okay.
issues, and I am staying at family's house.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the PELRAS conference. That's a great conference, too. You learn so much there.
You will learn a lot there,
It's really,
yes.
really good.
Seconded.
Okay, call for a vote. Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
I vote yes. And we have another conference.
Yes. Seeking approval for Kim Clear and Kylie Morris to attend the 2026 PSATS conference in Hershey on the dates of April 19th through the 22nd. The cost for both attendings is as follows. Total conference registration for 2 people is $398. Hotel will be $639. The per diem of $280 per person for a total of $560. And mileage in total will be $899. So the total for 2 people to attend this conference is $2,496.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second.
Supervisor Clear?
Yes.
Supervisor Morris?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Executive sessions were held on January 8th, January 15th, and January 23rd to discuss personnel matters related to the fire department and the police department. litigation matters related to code enforcement, arbitration, state court litigation, easement disputes, and real estate matters related to leases of township property and parks and rec facilities. Attorney Shaw, any further solicitor communications?
Nothing further from me, thank you.
Student Ambassador Report.
Good evening, everyone. As for the McDowell announcements, the McDowell Community and Culture Exposure Club is excited to start their supply drive for the U.S. Committee of Refugees and Immigrants of Erie in February. We have already begun to gather donations such as rice, reusable grocery bags, hygiene items, and baby wipes, and much more. We are excited to support Erie refugees in need, as well as keeping the McDowell student body connected with the Erie community. The McDowell senior class is getting ready and excited to celebrate their last high school semester by going to an Erie Otters game next week, and the senior officers have been planning our senior breakfast and trip to Cedar Point, so there is much to look forward to enjoy our last year. The 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee is an energetic comedic musical put on by the McDowell at the intermediate school this past weekend, and it was great success. Congrats to all of the performers and teachers who have made this possible. And finally, congratulations goes out to the McDowell USAD, United States Academic Decathlon team, for an impressive third place finish at last weekend's regular season championship. The team brought home 20 medals showcasing their dedication, teamwork, and academic excellence. And that's all for us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really quickly, I just want you to know I had the pleasure of watching the girls' McDowell varsity basketball team play last night.
Yes.
They are great players.
Oh, they
What
are.
What a great team.
Yeah, great players and great classmates. I can definitely attest to that.
Absolutely. Mr. Chairman, before
Yes.
we move on to citizens to be heard, can I just make a quick announcement about something?
Sure.
We had, as you all know, our employees are amazing, okay? Every one of them are wonderful, just people and humans. But we had a few of them go over and above and beyond for one of our own. One of our employees was with her family, and it was early morning. It was before her kids were going to school, and her car would not start. She calls her director, who will remain nameless right now, but jumps in her car and goes down there and takes her and her family back to their house. After that, word goes through the different, it was traveling through the different departments, and Joe Tallarico, who works in our Parks and Rec department, just happened to hear about it and said, I can fix that. He's really good with vehicles, really good with cars. He proceeded to take a half day off of work to go and figure out what was wrong with the vehicle. He purchased a battery, found out it was a battery, purchased the battery, went and put in the battery for them, and that's all it needed. It wasn't a complete, oh no, they were just about to pay off the vehicle too. So I just want to give a huge shout out to all of our employees. Okay, it was Jessica Stutzman. She's the one that jumped in the car. Okay, and Joe Tallarico for going above and beyond. And it just shows you how much heart we have here and how much we look out for each other. It was really great. So thank you, Joe.
Thank you for that shout out.
Kim, if I may add, I have two more coworkers to recognize. So I do have two impromptu announcements tonight. The CRS department would like to begin recognizing coworkers at supervisors meetings that came as a result of our two initiatives, Cheers from Our Peers and the High Five from the Public. So I have two of our coworkers that I want to give a shout out to. At this meeting, we want to recognize Captain Chris Hauber, and I'm just reading word for word what somebody internally wrote. For going the extra mile all of the time when he sees others that need assistance, he is willing to learn new things so that he can help a coworker, and he is not afraid to jump in with both feet and get the job done. Something that came in from High Five from the Public, they also wanted to recognize Emily Dulesky because she is so helpful with all of the residents that come in with their bills. She helps assist with taking their payments, especially those with credit card payments.
Wonderful.
So I wanted to recognize those. Another thing I just wanted to mention, if you came in today to the meeting in person, you may have seen the table that we just started at the end of the workday today. It's outside in our lobby. But many in our community were deeply affected by the recent loss of Amy, the husky found near the Bayfront Connector. Her story touched a lot of hearts, and we've heard from both our coworkers and residents alike asking how they can help in a meaningful way. With guidance from Ruth from the Anna Shelter, we are organizing a small donation effort to support her staff and the animals they continue to care for during this time. Participation is completely optional, but any contribution, big or small, is appreciated. We are collecting pet-related donations, including dry and canned dog and cat food, blankets or towels, unscented cat litter, durable dog toys, cat toys, leashes, paper towels, and pet-safe cleaning products. Donations can be dropped off at the Mill Creek Township Building and, of course, directly at the Anna Shelter, but we may be closer for some residents. We're collecting those now through February 5th, and everything will be delivered the morning of February 6th. So thank you for keeping Amy the husky and everyone affected in your thoughts and for showing the compassion that defines our Mill Creek community.
So Jesse, if residents or people want to come in and donate those items, they just come into the lobby and just, is there going to be like a, is it on the table or just see
Yes.
the receptionist? or-
Yes, I mean, you can certainly see our new receptionist, and we do have a table set up, and there are two flyers that list everything that I just mentioned that we're looking for. But we're going to collect this, and again, I think see a lot of contributions made, and then we're going to send it off on February 6th. But yes, it'll all be collected in the lobby.
Okay, thank you. Okay, citizens to be heard. Are there any citizens to be heard this evening, sir?
Good evening. I'm Bob Shaw. I've been a homeowner in Mill Creek since 1976, and I've got a shout out also. I'm borrowing the phrase. Last August, the water department came and tore the fire hydrant apart in front of our house on White Oak Circle. They covered it with a garbage bag and duct tape, and there it sat for a long time until we recently had a fire on West 12th Street, and there was discussion on the television about fire hydrants. So on December 31st, which is New Year's Eve, I placed a call to Chief Mike and Jim and Kim, as well as Melinda. And I just wanted to voice a concern, and that concern was, what if? What if we would have at White Oak Circle a fire, and we've got a fire hydrant that was inoperative, and the fire department would then have to run lines in. So on 2 days later, I received 4 telephone calls from Jim and Kim and Mike and Melinda saying, we got your message, we're looking into it. I got another message a little later in the day saying, this is a water department, and it's a water department's responsibility, and they will be out on Monday. Well, they came out on Monday. They couldn't do anything, but on Thursday, we have a new fire hydrant. So my shout out goes to the 4 individuals that I mentioned, Jim and Kim and Mike and Melinda, for making a concern a reality and just easing our minds, what if the situation. And also, I had a meeting with Jim one day when he was driving through the cul-de-sac. He just wanted to see what I was talking about. So those are my 4 shout outs. And first of all, thank you very much for your attention and a timely response. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hydrant looks good.
What color is it, Jim? Do we know?
It's yellow.
Is it yellow? Yellow,
Yellow.
okay.
And they have the markers also on it.
Do they all have to be yellow? Mike, that's a question for you. They're red sometimes.
That's in our ordinance, I do believe.
okay,
I
okay.
believe they're required to be, they're supposed to be yellow, right? Am I right, Matt? You don't know?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
And make sure you clear them out of the snow.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
All right. Any other citizens to be heard tonight?
Again, I'm Candy, and Happy New Year. And want to welcome you, Miss Morris. Glad to see we got a doctor on board, because sometimes I think some people here on the platform have a hearing problem. Maybe you can address that. And so I just, I want to congratulate you for being here. And I just want you to know that you were put here not to fit in, but to stand out. And I hope that because of your prior work as a doctor, that you do critical thinking, because that's what's needed in this job. You did what was best for your patients, and I hope that you can do what's best for the citizens. I guess I would suggest maybe that you read the Government Study Commission's report, where you can see all the issues that came up with things that are going on, you know, in the township. So that's basically what I wanted to say. I wanted to give a shout out to Grant Philbeck for honoring his, he wrote a letter when he was running for auditor, and he said that he would not vote for an increase in the pay of the supervisors, and he honored his vote, or, you know, he honored his word. And that, to me, that's like in Proverbs 10:9, he who walks in integrity walks securely, but he who perverts his ways will be found out. And I think we could all learn a lesson from him. I have a couple questions about the new hires for the fire department. Is anybody from Pennsylvania? Are we going to do a residency clause for the chief, the assistant chief, and any of the new hires? Also, are we answering questions now that this is a new year, or are you keeping your mouth shut?
Anybody up here is free to answer anything they want to.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. So can you tell me, is there going to be a residency clause for our hirees?
I'm not aware of one on the books.
I would think it would be a good idea, as you saw the catastrophe with the fire at 12th and Industrial Drive.
I'm going to stop you there. You are not going to disparage anybody, any of these employees
I'm not
for where they
disparaging
live. Yes,
anybody.
you are.
No, I'm not.
You are attempting to do that, and I will not allow you to do that.
I'm stating facts.
There was not a catastrophe. It was taken care of. There was a chief on the scene, just as protocol tells us.
A volunteer.
It was the volunteer. That's the way protocol runs.
Right.
You do not have the chief of police at every incident. You understand that because you were a police officer. How do you think that's any different for the chief of a fire department?
It's different when you're
No,
45
it's not.
miles away.
It's not different.
Yes, it is.
No, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
No,
And if he has
I
a
beg to
vacation
differ.
day, or if he is off,
Go any further.
you
okay?
will not disparage Chief Cliff.
I'm not disparaging him. I'm just saying the reason to have a residency is to have somebody living in the township that is close.
Thank you. We
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So I don't know if you plan to do an ordinance or residency. And the other thing that I had to bring up was in December, you passed a new contract for Mr. Shaw. Okay, and he stated, this is December 16th on minute 44. He stated that his contract would be the same as last year's. And what he said he would be making was $20,275 flat rate for a month. That comes out to $243,300. Now, last year, every meeting, I came to 4 different meetings, asked you, what's your hourable billing rate? Never got an answer. Finally, like the 4th time, you said, I make $200,000 flat rate per year. Well, unless my math is wrong, $243,300 is a lot different than $200,000. So I don't know which is correct. Last year you told me it was $200,000. And then in December, if you want to listen to it, it's minute 44 on the December 16th meeting. Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm just trying to find out truth. I'm not trying to malign anybody. I don't want to start out the new year like this. That's all I want is truth. And that's all I have to say. I thank you for your time.
Anyone else? Sir?
Good evening. My name's Dave Nichter. I've been a resident of the township for 26 years and a homeowner for 25. I came in tonight to talk about the flock cameras that I've kind of basically just learned about, but I guess they've been there for a while over at Lowe's. And when I found out about them, I did a little bit of research online. I'm not going to be driving past those cameras anymore. And then I heard that you guys had made a cooperative agreement with the mall, with Cafaro folks. I probably won't be driving past any of those cameras either. I really don't want to live in a surveillance state. The idea that my information about where I am on a daily, hourly basis is available to basically anyone, anywhere, is sad to me. I'm just curious, as long as the cameras have been at the Lowe's store over by Asbury, have we ever used that information? Has our police department made requests for them? Are you aware?
I'm not aware of anything, and
If the only people that have access to it is the police department.
Well, that's not true, is it?
Yes, it is true. So we
right,
have.
I don't believe we've entered into any type of agreement with Lowe's for that information. And so keep in mind that whether we entered into that agreement or not, those cameras are going to be there. They've been at Lowe's for how long right now? In fact, I didn't even know they were at Lowe's. I think they're at both locations, both Lowe's.
Yes,
I think.
both
Yeah.
Lowe's.
So that was a decision that Lowe's made. This is a decision that the mall made. So that's private property. Those cameras are there and going to be installed
understand that.
whether we have access to the information or not, right? You understand that?
I understand
Okay.
that.
So my understanding with this agreement with the mall is that gives our police department then access to that information for, obviously, criminal investigations are the primary tool that we would be able to utilize that information for. So I completely understand your.
What I'm addressing you tonight is that we're using our tax dollars to pay for the ones up by the mall.
No,
No.
nothing. We're not.
We're not spending money?
Nope.
on
No,
that.
Cafaro put
Nope.
them up, paid
Nope.
for them.
The township incurred no cost for those cameras, none.
Where did that money come from?
The mall paid for that.
Those are privately installed cameras.
And what was the reason for your folks talking about it last year? You voted on something.
Because we have access to it.
We voted to approve an agreement to then obtain information from those cameras.
Which you would pay for.
Without that, no.
No.
Without that agreement,
I recall hearing a dollar figure, that's why.
we could be refused access to that information. So if there was, particularly a serious crime that occurred there, I personally would like our police department to be able to access that information and attempt to solve any crimes that have taken place up there. That's why I voted yes for that. So.
The gentlewoman earlier mentioned flock cameras on traffic lights. Are there any other flock cameras attached to traffic lights inside the township?
I'm not aware of any.
No.
We do not possess any as the township.
All right. I'll be
If a
doing some
privately
homework
owned
this morning.
company has them, then
All right. I appreciate you talking with me. I just want to close with a quote. A resident of our Commonwealth once said a long time ago, "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." We all know who that is. I'm sure that Mr. Franklin would be mightily displeased by the state of our nation today. I thank you for your time. You have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Sir?
All right, is this good volume-wise?
yeah.
Okay, awesome. Hello, my name is Will Swick. I am a Mill Creek resident. Lived in Erie my whole life, been a Mill Creek resident the past half a year or so, bounced around a little bit, but grew up in the city of Erie, but just barely, right near Frontier Park. To be honest, Mill Creek, Erie is all really home to me. It's all the same. I am here to voice my concerns about the flock cameras in the flock system as well. The ones up at the Mill Creek Mall, we mentioned Lowe's and elsewhere. I think there's one in Asbury and 23rd, but like the gentleman over there, I'm still newer to this issue and still learning. So forgive me if I don't have things 100%. I'm kind of hopping in based on what I know, but if you have anything to clarify on my behalf, if I say something and you know something more accurate, by all means, just let me know and hop right in. I do want to let you all know that I will be following up my statements today by emailing each of you some more in-depth information about what I'm going to touch on briefly tonight. I understand there's a 5-minute time limit, and there's really just not enough time to get into all the details. So I will be sending you all emails based on the address provided at the Mill Creek Township website. So to the topic at hand, flock cameras. Based on my own personal research, I am finding that there's pretty sufficient proof that these cameras and these softwares are not very secure. In fact, there's an incredibly popular YouTube video demonstrating that these systems can be hacked in under 30 seconds in many instances. That is a video I will absolutely be sending to all of you because I think it's really important, breaks down the systems and the concerns that I have. I think personally that these cameras are eroding Mill Creek citizens' right to privacy, which is supposed to be protected by the Fourth Amendment. If you are not aware, it has been well documented that these cameras and the data that they track is utilized by agencies like ICE, Immigration's Customs Enforcement. I understand that that is a very large issue that affects the whole nation, but it affects Mill Creek residents as well. It's very important for us to address it, at least for me. To quote the American Civil Liberties Union in an article they write in 2022, flock safety is building a form of mass surveillance, unlike any seen before in American life. Excuse my tremor, this issue bothers me a lot. To be honest, it's very frightening for me what's happening across the nation, including here in Mill Creek with these flock security systems. I'm not 100% sure. I know the gentleman earlier mentioned how, and to my knowledge as well, there was some form of approval that this body needed to do in order for Lowe's. Was that just, or was that's just for access, or is that not approval at all? I just want to clarify.
No, it has nothing to do with Lowe's.
Okay.
Yeah, we approved an agreement with the mall, the
Okay.
Mill Creek Mall.
And I want to clarify, that's not approval for them to install, that's approval for you to utilize the data.
Correct, to access data as it relates to a police incident.
Okay. Has there been any cooperation between the Mill Creek Police Department and ICE with this information at all?
I didn't hear you said police department and
And ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement. Has there been any collaboration between the two in terms of using the flock system?
I apologize that our police chief is not here, but I am not aware. I oversee the police department, and I am not aware.
Sure, yeah, I understand if it's not
But I
something
can
you're
get clarification on that.
Yeah, that would be great.
I have not heard of anything.
No.
And to be honest, I am not the most familiar with local government rules and regulations. Does this board have any authority in, I guess, getting ahead of that problem and making sure that there is no cooperation in terms of outside agencies like ICE getting access to that information?
That is a question that I would need to investigate and get back to you on.
Sure, yeah, I appreciate the honesty.
Sure.
I've got just one or two more things, and I don't think the proper term is rescind my time, but that's what I'm saying. I have no problem saying that this technology, at least on a nationwide scale, although I'm not 100% sure on the local issues super well, is being utilized by corrupt law enforcement agencies like ICE. I have no problem saying that. As ICE continues to illegally detain folks all across the country, their own data, their own data shows that over 70% of individuals in ICE detention as of late 2025 and early 2026 do not even have a criminal conviction. I understand we can't act for the entire country, but we can do what we can locally, and I really would strongly urge everyone here to research this issue. I don't want anyone in Mill Creek in any way aiding ICE and the erosion of this country as they terrorize immigrants and minorities. Again, I will be following up about this issue in more detail via email, and I look forward to talking with you all about this and voicing my concerns. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming up and speaking. The card idea, oh, sorry, cards, saving time.
Good evening. My name is Art Olajeri, resident, 40 years. I owned a business in Mill Creek for 20 years. To the chair, supervisors, and members of the public, I'm here tonight to speak about the transition to the new form of government that Mill Creek voters approved on November 5th. On that day, the residents of Mill Creek made a clear and democratic decision. By their vote, they chose to move to a manager-council form of government. That decision was not advisory. It was a mandate from the voters, and it carries with it both a responsibility and a timeline. As we look toward 2028, I'm concerned by the lack of visible progress toward that transition. To date, there has been no announcement of a transition team, no clear plan presented to the public, and no transparent process for how such a team would be formed. This absence of action and communication is troubling, especially given the importance and complexity of changing the structure of our local government. Pennsylvania Title 53 does not treat a transition as an afterthought. It recommends that municipalities begin planning early, establish a transition team, and conduct the process openly so that residents understand how the new government will be implemented and how decisions are being made. Transparency and preparation are not optional extras. They are essential to a successful transition. Right now, residents are being asked to trust that this is being handled behind the scenes without being shown the plan, the timeline, or the people involved. This is not consistent with the spirit of the law, nor with the will of the voters, who expected progress after the election. This is not politics. It's not about politics or personalities. It's about respecting the outcome of an election and ensuring that Mill Creek is prepared administratively, legally, and financially for a smooth transition in 2028. The longer this process is delayed, the greater the risk of confusion, rushed decisions, and avoidable mistakes. Forming a transition team now and doing so transparently would demonstrate good faith, responsible governance, and respect for the community. I'm asking the board to publicly commit to a transition timeline, to clearly explain how a transition team will be selected, and to involve the public in this process. Mill Creek voters did their part on November 5th. Now is the time for the board to clearly show how it will honor that decision. Thank you for your time. Thank you for having these night meetings as I requested last year.
Should I ask him to apologize?
Any other citizens to be heard?
Art, did you want to say anything to Chief Cliff from last time you spoke?
You'll yell at me.
Well, I would like you to apologize for the accusations that you made against him.
I'm not going to discuss it because you're going to yell at me.
Okay.
I had a very good discussion. Didn't we have a good discussion?
So you made false statements about Chief Cliff during a public
Yes, you
meeting,
did.
sir.
I will apologize for the false statements about the speeding
You made-
tickets.
yes.
I did apologize to him. I didn't realize I had to do it in
made a
public.
statement
But
in
I
public,
did
so-
apologize. Am I correct, Cliff? Did I apologize to you? Occasionally, I make a mistake and I take someone's word and I was incorrect and I apologize. More than
Thank you.
one time. And we exchanged business cards for future conversations.
Dennis McAndrew. My congratulations, condolences, Ms. Morris. I think some people are getting hung up on, I believe to be a supervisor and elected officials, you have to live in areas. Being employees are different. I'm pretty sure, I come from a family that we had served as firemen and policemen, and you didn't always have to live where you work. Just like I don't live in a restaurant where I work. I live miles away from where I worked. People are getting hung up on that. I don't think all the Millcreek Township employees live in Millcreek. And we're forgetting that police and firemen are employees too. I mean, it is a service and it is a calling, but they are, in the end, employees. I personally think they should live closer, but that's just my own feeling. But I don't think we should condemn or make them that an issue. We want the best possible person doing the job, not necessarily where they live. And if you get hung up on it, you're gonna end up with people, and I know this happened years ago with the Erie Police Department, where people had homes, flats, and they owned them in the city back in the 80s, and they lived out in Mill Village. But they owned and lived in Erie. It's no longer an issue. They don't have to live in Erie to work for Erie. The same with Mill Creek, I don't believe. This should be an issue. The other thing is, we're leasing vehicles. And there's two types of thoughts. I know if you buy a vehicle, if you buy it up front, there's that depreciation cost right off the bat. You take a huge hit. But if you own that vehicle for 10, 20, 30 years, you make it up. What is the average life, though, of a township vehicle? Is it 5 years, or is it 10 or 20? Because if we're just leasing them, then you're gonna get stuck in a lease forever. But if you're purchasing them and it's only 5 years, then you're losing out. So I don't think everyone knows the numbers the way you guys are doing the numbers. And I don't think people perceive they're confusing personal financing and government financing and government usage of stuff. Like, I have cars and vehicles for 20 years, 30 years. I didn't buy them brand new though either. I bought them 1 or 2 years old and I ran them into the ground. But I'm also not needed to know that when I go into my vehicle, it must start and get to the scene. And it has to be a reliability issue too. You can't have a cop go, oh, sorry, I can't respond, my car broke down. It's kind of embarrassing. So I don't think they're taking their personal and confusing government's needs with finances. Thank you.
Any other citizens to be heard? Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn our meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And seconded.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 7:28 p.m.